Oh, folks, sorry, just had to stop and take a break there for a bit. It's been like 10 plus minutes, I didn't really keep track. I'm still worried that I didn't make an ounce, an utter lick of sense there. Still worried. I get like this sometimes and it just doesn't shake off. You can hear me, you can hear the game, you could hear the game, you have footage, and I'm recording. Yeah, all's good. It still feels weird not having minions. Hello, big boy. Just kind of having a flashback to the Arcovian Undercity right now. There we go. Recently been doing very good on editing. So I've actually gotten all of the Warframe footage and all of the Witcher footage on my computer edited. Now it's just the issue of actually getting them uploaded. I wonder, can I skip over this? No. There's some like limitations on it, and it's still not entirely clear where they draw the line and where they don't. Because you can hop over stuff that you normally can't move beyond, but then other stuff you can't move beyond, you can't hop over. I like all the amount of AoE procs I've got going on, because annoyingly, there's so many enemies that spawn in after you've, you know, you swung, you know? Like all the insects, the maggots. Oh wait, didn't I have a note? Yes. The desert calls, our burning waves beckon, calling me sweetly in my ear. I see her in my thoughts like a golden ocean laid bare before me. Our grand expanse conceals countless treasures hidden tightly away, for only the most intrepid lover to reveal. Though her dangers abound, she lingers in my mind, haunting me as I sleep. There are many others I have loved of beauty beyond compare. There are many others I've loved of beauty beyond compare, whose pleasures weaken lesser men, but only she has gripped my heart. And though she is the cruelest of lovers, starving and burning those who seek her pleasures, I shall return to her, for the desert calls to me, and I shall always answer. Great, there's a guy out there fucking a sand dune somewhere. Or maybe a chick. No. You never can be too sure with a human. Randy little fuckers. Infused ancient animate watcher. When they're destroyed, this purple and brown substance oozes from the animated stones still roaming the animated statues roaming the Corvan Basin. It smells of rusted iron and appears to move under its own volition. Well, the rovers are gonna like me a bit more with me fighting through here. No, pretty close with the outcast.
My inventory is full.
Alright. How long else we have to head back? If I actually flip this guy into elite difficulty, I could go get another bag. Just set into that. Whoa. Alright, in here.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
I think I already have that. It's not like that iteration is upgraded or anything. I really do need to replace that belt, but that
See you around.
thing is just so goddamn useful. And you know what? While I'm teleporting around, let's go turn in the other quest.
Serve the three and prosper. Deny them.
It's good to see you again. You really saved our hides out there. I'm glad I could help. I don't know what we could ever do to repay you. If you need it, and please feel free to ask. Actually, I have some questions. Sure, what is it? What can you tell me about the witch gods? Honestly, there's more stories about them than I could tell in a lifetime. Than I even know myself. The three defy comprehension. Legends say they were mortal ones, just like you and I, but they had become so much more. But yeah, just what I was saying yesterday, that I was getting stuck up and, you know, worried I wasn't making sense on, was that while they are ascended mortals, they become gods. You know, depending on the whole transformation thing, you know, they're still, you know, at the back of it, you know, they're still, like, look at the Greek gods, you know? You know, they were flawed beings, you know, they don't have divine, perfect wisdom, you know? So it kind of makes sense for the gods to need to bounce ideas off a guy, you know? It's some immortal worshipper of them, you know? Different perspective and all that. And actually, I remember hearing one case of the Greek gods actually doing the same thing themselves. Athena and Zeus, but it was Zeus and someone were having a debate as to who enjoyed sex more, men or women. And they summoned Tiresias, I think it was Tiresias, before them. He said women. He'd been a chick for a while, so yeah. I guess he got up to some stuff while he was. But yeah, it makes sense. You know, like, they do have this whole standoffish, you know, capricious thing going on, but it does make sense that they would have a favorite servant that they would talk to. You know? Does kind of make sense. We are all drawn to their power, hoping for a small taste of their gifts, but they do not give freely. So we pledge ourselves to them, sacrifice them, for them, and kill for them. The strongest among us rise, the weak are purged. Who are Lycilia, Drarius, and Sagon. They speak the will of the witch gods. They embody the very word of the tree. To defy them is to defy the gods. Everyone you see here was at some point summoned by their command. Some, such as yourself, were visited by the emissary. Others heard the call from countless covens and hiding places across Karn. I had never met them in person before I arrived here, but I can tell you that their connection to the tree is undeniably powerful. Rift to the center? Now that's a good question, one that may be better served by Mazan. Am I on that rift since I got here? From what I heard, it sounds like no place for someone like me, but suppose he holds treasures untold. They say it's a gateway to the realm of an ancient and powerful god, a god who was banished by the very people who worshipped him, his name now lost to time. Whatever happened, the god appears to be no more. Its realm shattered like a pane of glass into an infinite number of interconnected shards. Sounds pretty interesting if you ask me. But I couldn't even manage a trip through the desert without your help, so I suppose I have no business going through that portal. If you go in there, you'll have to tell me what it's like. I will. I have multiple times, but apparently I can't. I can't thank you enough for getting us out of there. I told him I wasn't fit for exploring such dangerous places, but Kaysen wanted supplies and we're bound to serve. We're really lucky you showed up. Glad I could help.
Serve the three and prosper. Deny them and...
I see the artifacts have been recovered. Oh, and the aspirants too. I have you to thank for that? Yes, your aspirants are safe now. Yes, they're bruised, exhausted, and shaken up, but they did their job. The artifacts they found should be of use. At the very least, they should offer valuable insight, if not new secrets for us to learn. You've exceeded my expectations. Perhaps there's another thing you can assist me with, something more enjoyable. 250 Sorrel rep and 5 scrap, 2000 XP. What is it? A trio arrived in camp. The seers of Drieg had witnessed their coming on the tapestry or whatever nonsense they spew. They insist the trio belongs with us, under servitude of Salal. I'm not quite as inviting. If they wish to pledge themselves to the Dark One, then they must be tested. If you're interested, you can administer their trial. Speak to them here at our camp and determine their worth through bloody combat. Then inform me of their value to Salal. Alright, it's a bit unfair, let's be fair here. You know, squaring him up against me? Ugh. You just want him to die. So we've got to pass the test then. I'm ready to, for whatever you got, as long as it doesn't involve any reading or magic. I'm not so handy with either of those. Let Atra know when we're going to get started. I trust his lead. What are you three doing out here? That's a long story. Atron has a right to be here, and I'll make sure of it. Yes, that's why I'm here. We're prepared for whatever you throw at us. Whatever it takes to earn a rifle place in Solal's ring. So all will be slaying some beasts, to battle wits, or you'll have to prove your battle prowess to me. Oh, I wasn't expecting to fight people, but if that's what it takes, then we're ready to fight. Then we're but if that's what it takes, all right, we're ready. Oh, that was easy. That was intense. Brothers have shown I've at least shown what we're capable of. They didn't die. You know, hats off to them. You know, I've slain much more powerful beasties than them, and you know, with, they didn't just explode into gore. I didn't quite word that right. But yeah, I've beaten the more powerful beasts than them, and they've like exploded into gore in half the time. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, I think they got potential. Now that was a great fight. I don't think I've had a whooping like that since I was a kid. Back when Atron and Nyran used to pretend I was some evil god and they were going to save the world from me. I'm going to be sore for days. You fought well. I yield, that's enough. Your skill is far beyond my own. No chance of besting you in fair combat. You fought well. You're too kind. You fought my hardest, but I must say it was a miserable defeat. I feel like a small child battling the ocean current, tossed about, dragged beneath, and battered on the rocky depths. Prowess in battle was eye-opening. Can I hope our brutal defeat was still enough to prove what lengths we were willing to go to earn a place in the service of Sorrel? Proof in your word. I'm pleased to hear that. The three of us will serve dutifully, and hopefully we will live up to your expectations. Without Kirsten, you passed the test. That was not an easy trial. It's a relief to know we passed. So we're staying then. Good to hear. I hate to think that beatdown you gave us was for nothing. I'm not sure if this guy will be happy.
Serve the three and prosper.
And?
Deny them and...
Yes. And? How did these recruits do? They're worthy. Excellent to hear. More blood in service allow. More loyal servants to live and die in his glorious name. Perhaps we'll start them where the scavenging crew failed. So 250 Sorrel rep, Blood of Catan, 1000 XP. Just don't expect me to go rescue them.
Serve the three and prosper.
What can you tell me about this camp? This gathering is the most powerful servants of the tree ever converge upon one place. We are here we are united in purpose, if not in fate. This particular location was selected for very important reasons. What you may not know is that this was once a religious site. The Gorvan people, it appears, knew something of the magics we wield. They sense the potential in the very air, and the energies that tear at the fabric of reality. Here the veil is thin. It enables us to perform rituals of supreme power and allows Saigon to draw upon the eldritch flame in ways I did not even believe possible. It is also here that a portal was once open to another realm, and secured it for our own purposes. Now the rift hungrily consumes reality around it at the center camp. We can speak to Mazan about that. But our foe. It's an ancient being, primordial in nature and supremely powerful. Once ruled over this land and the people worshipped here. That is, until the very god they revered turned on them and turned the land to ash and fire. This spiteful being has but one name, Korvac. Now the brainwashed former inquisitor by the name of Kaiman seeks to resurrect this fallen god. The witch gods are rightfully concerned, and so we are here to make sure this doesn't happen. If we fail here, the all of Karn will be in even greater danger than the Tiros and Catonians have brought down upon us. As you can surmise, that is not an option. Let's see. Well, if Dreeg feels those are part of the cult, we'll go with it. Appreciate you letting us stay. You won't be sorry. We'll solve Solel in all things. What brought you in the first place? Well, the short version is, my family was from this area, though they haven't lived here for generations. I'm not sure anyone has lived here. Though they haven't lived here for generations. I'm not sure anyone has lived here for generations. When I was just a child, my great-grandmother used to tell me stories that her mother told her. Stories about life in the Corvan Basin. But how beautiful Corvan City was, how its markets overflowed with goods brought in to the port of Cairn from all around the world. But the stories always had a tragic ending. The Corvan people worshipped the primordial force, designed monuments and created works of art in its honor. They built their city around a temple dedicated to this god. Then at the peak of their civilization, the very god they worshipped seemingly turned upon them. The earth split, their homes crumbled, the people were consumed by volcanic fire in an instant. Rivers of flame enveloped the city. Horrible creatures from beyond our realm broke forth from the deep and consumed the innocents as they fled. So what does this have to do with you? Stories always stuck with me. When I was 14, my family took in those two, Lyran and Ricket. I was to treat them like siblings. I told them the stories my great-grandmother told me. The three of us would reenact them, avenge our ancestors, and slay the wicked god who turned on his people. It's all fantasy, of course. But 3 weeks ago, Nyran and Ricket showed up at my door, going on about a secret gathering, something Nyran had heard from one of his merchant colleagues. There were rumours of a gathering of powerful people set upon preventing the return of an ancient god, the very one from Grandma's stories, so we set out to find them. It appears that this is the first step of joining the sacred cult of the tree. It was a difficult journey, but we made it here alive. Surprisingly, we were welcomed as we'd been expected, but Salel does not grant gifts to the uninitiated. Thanks to you, we now stand among his aspirants. Interesting story. So, he's actually a descendant of the people that used to live here, and kind of wants to beat the shit out of the god that fucked his, kin over in the first place. Fair enough. That's something I can get behind. My face hurts. Just randomly feels battered. Could not remember if I'd actually dealt with my inventory. And over here. No. I'm still worried, did I make sense there? Did it make sense when I was repeating the point from the previous set about the witch gods, talking to that guy for, knowledge and, to have a sounding board? Or they came to him for his counsel, Did it make sense in my point? Sometimes I just get like this and I don't know how to shake it off. It's really annoying. Bugs the utter frig out of me. Maybe if it had a longer range, that would work. And that was just luck. Fist of the Blind Assassin. Ooh, the Blind Assassin Thaddeus Brannigan earned his fame when he assassinated the headmaster of the Templar Order in broad daylight. So 50% pierce damage, 70% bleeding for 2 pieces. For 3 pieces, it's 6% offensive ability. 4, 25% pierce resistance and 1 to all Nightblade skills. And for 5, it's a 10% skill cooldown reduction. And you get Eye of Thaddeus, 20% chance on critical attack. The Eye of Thaddeus exposes easy to exploit weak points on your feeble foes. Farm maggots. Great. As if it couldn't get any worse. Cassania? Okay, it's an offhand. Then this way. Oh, let's do this side first. I was puzzled at seeing the just random body there. So that's one of the few enemies you can actually make out the stun animation on. Now friendly with the cult of Sorrel. I'm pretty happy with how that went. Just like waded into a horde of enemies and just shrugged off their attacks. How couldn't I be happy with that? This character is doing a lot better since I rejigged him. Okay. Down another level we go. Hopefully to find... Ooh. Ah, yeah. Hopefully we'll find an altar or something down here. Oh, it's kind docks. Oh, sarcophagus. Why is there scrap in there? And a chipped coal. The shit these people are buried with. My god.
So, another monster has been bent.
Oh wait, wrong one. Forgot to force the habit kicked in there. Meant to go here.
Were you successful? Do you have the blood?
Is this what you seek?
Yes. The power coming off their blood is intoxicating. This is exactly what Bismiel demands. Here, a small gift from the Eldritch Realm for your efforts.
Marketed Traveler, 250 Besmel rep, and 4000 XP. What's there anything else?
What I must ask of you next is much more dangerous. But perhaps more exotic, depending on your taste for travel.
Where am I going?
Few mortals ever witnessed the splendor of the Eldritch Realm. But the Lady of Whispers has blessed us with a riftstone, granting us brief access to a secluded portion of her realm. Therein dwells a creature known as Galfang, the Night Terror. Bismiel has decreed that its time has come. Its essence will be made to serve. You are to enter the realm of the gods and track down this creature. Slay it, and bring me the core of eldritch energies that swirls within its chest. Bismiel demands it be so.
What is the Eldritch Realm?
I have never witnessed it for myself, but Priscilla has told us of its splendors. It is a reality quite unlike our own, with bizarre beasts and vegetation that strafe the edges of our comprehension. Sometimes these creatures breach the veil and enter our reality, as many had following the Grim Dawn and its effects upon the barrier between realities. The Eldritch Realm is a place of wild, untamed arcane energies, which the witch gods draw upon for their godly displays. They share but a taste of this power with their loyal servants in return for unflinching loyalty. Once you experience the euphoria of the Eldritch, you will forever crave more.
Starting to sound like an addict. Just, I need to get my Dreeg fix, man. And just, trying to inject Dreeg. Dangerous domain. Weakened. We're more likely to hit, but our crits do less damage? Yes. Huh, the raptors are here. Fair enough, and so here's the Eldritch Realm. Korvac's Dredge? Why the hell are Korvac Dredges here? Funny enough, as much as we've been talking about Korvac, haven't actually ran into any of these mooks, you know, in the field yet. I'll go grab that now in a second. A bit of scrap. I must admit, at first I was true to my discovery. To defy the witch gods and transport myself to their domain without their knowledge was an exhilarating prospect, even more so when I succeeded. What I did not account for, however, is the intrinsic instability of the realm that I had travelled to. And itself, something to behold as it is, shifts within a vast emptiness. The portal I had ripped through the veil became unstable and expired within minutes of my exploration. I gasped in dismay from a distance as it ruptured and vanished before my eyes. Without my reagents back in Karn, I cannot possibly create another rift. My only chance now is to study local flora in hopes of discovering alternatives to my spell. This is a realm of raw magic, raw wild magic after all. Sure, if the witch gods can harness it, then so can I. There are, however, more pressing concerns. While I've seemed to evade the infinite gaze of Dreeg, I've attracted the attention of local wildlife. Most appear to be harmless, ravens with feathers that shimmer in the sunlight fly overhead, and lizard-like creatures skitter around my feet. But from time to time I hear the bushes shift violently, something larger passes by. Unnatural sounds echoing in the distance have sent a chill down my spine on more than one occasion. Or still, the sounds are getting closer. I'm starting to believe now that my success was not so much due to outsmarting the gods themselves, but them knowing that I was doomed to begin with. This is not the realm. This is not the domain of humans. It is an untamed realm, teeming with creatures beyond comprehension, and I have become their prey. I wonder if this is the same chick from the cult. She wanted to claim the power of the gods and all that. This place does look cool. I call the purples. Why do I feel that they, wait, Bezmel just wanted to hire an exterminator and just went with me. There's so many goddamn pests around the place. Oh, this place is more fadey than the rest. Oop, boss down. That went easy. Galfang's core. The orb of eldritch energy pulsates like the heart of some unnatural creature. But yeah, it's just puzzling to me that there's like random Korvax units here. It's, you know, you'd think the Witch Gods wouldn't stand for that. But you know, given how the people of that used to live here knew something of the Eldric, I wonder if Korvac is, you know, in a sense, like a fourth witch god. You know, I'll explain why all the minions are here. He, you know, still has a little shack here in the Eldric realm.
Well, do you have it?
At the core of Galfag.
The Eldritch realm is stunning, as the
Oh,
stories say.
she's gone.
You will have to tell me about your journey later. Right now, we must bring the blood and the core to Basilla. She has a plan for them.
I got a tonic of clarity. The power of Galfag. Huh. I know you got 2 in the game, but the wiki didn't typically include Anne from Forgotten Gods. So I wonder, was this the second one I was thinking of, or is there another one I missed? I wonder. What else does Priscilla need?
I believe it's time you spoke with her yourself. I've done everything she's asked. Seek her out at our forward camp, the vanguard of the Three, far to the north, past the Sunbane Oasis and through the Howling Chasm.
Yeah, alright.
Speak to the Matron of Rifts. She hears the will of Bismiel and will know what to do next. Seek out Priscilla at the vanguard of the Three, far to the north, past the Sunbane Oasis and through the Howling Chasm.
I can still head back there, which is nice. Just when they said temporary thing, I was wondering if that, you know, would close at some stage. Word around camp is that you're traveling out past the gates. If so, I have a bit of a situation you can help me with. Sure, what is it? It's my apprentice, Kanan, or more specifically the thing I sent Kanan to retrieve. You lost your apprentice? Really? Yes, well, good help is remarkably hard to come by. I'm in no condition to be travelling out past the walls. In any case, yes, he is lost. I sent him to the Valley of the Chosen in search of a unique text, the Tome of Antitem. It was a simple enough task that he should have handled readily and quickly. That was more than 2 days ago. I spoke to the Sentinels this morning and they said Cananan had been spotted heading back through the Sunbane Oasis east of the Cannon docks to the north yesterday. If he was returning, it must mean that he found it. I now suspect the worst, that he made off with my tome. Appearances are like flies, but that tome is one of a kind. I need to recover it. If you're headed out that way, find the Tome of Entitum find the Tome of Entitum. Take it from Canon's incompetent grasp if you must. His life is secondary to its recovery. For a touch of motivation, you should know, the contents of that tome may greatly benefit us both. I'll find the tome.
Greetings, Seeker.
Have you returned with the tome? Where am I supposed to be looking? And Kanan, of course? Yes, of course. If you return with that useless milksop as well, it'll be all the better. So we hadn't run off with my precious tome. Have you brought it yet? No. Then what are you standing around here for then? So much here in camp. Wait, what? I'm sorry, are you the one we're supposed to see for initiation? Okay, they seem to have forgotten. That's never happened before. That guy there is gone. Out of curiosity. They got extra spawns. New quest if allied. get it at friendly or respected, you only get it at honored. I'll read all the flavor at some stage. So puzzled as to why, you know, they suddenly forgot who I was. Seems like a flag got unticked.
Ah, the cult.
So, we'll continue down to the end of this temple. Whoa. Damn chair. There. So when I was adjusting my seating there, I kind of went up a little. Well, like, tilted my back up a little, which caused the chair back to go up a little, and then fall. I hate you can't really lock it in place. You just kind of have to not touch it. It typically is great, you know, it's been pretty generous with that whole thing. That's the first time it happens, with me sitting on it. But it's a little frustrating whenever it happens. Summon it. Bargain axe. Wreath of Souls. The souls trapped within the circlet sometimes whisper secrets to the bearer, though perhaps not always with the bearer's best interests in mind. 245 armor, plus 28% vitality damage, plus 22% chaos damage, plus 27% vitality decay, 31 offensive ability, 2.9 energy regenerated per second, 10% elemental resistance, 1 to race skeletons, and then 1 to all necromancer skills. That is exceptionally weak for me, given the fact that I no longer use skeletons, and I'm, you know, barely using any necromancer skills to begin with. Never mind the item being quite poor. That spawn over there. These enemies, these big ones, really mess with the game's dropping, you know, item drops. Let's hit up this one next. We have a nice little chunk of elemental damage. Celestial Sarcophagus. Empowered Omen. One-handed epic sword. Reaping Cascade. Drains the very life out of your target, jumping to nearby foes with voracious intent. Tooth to summon Guardian of Empyrean. Nice. Celestial Sarcophagus. So many items offer bonuses to the, you know, Guardian of Empyrean. Like, so many. Like, even like really low level stuff where no one could physically have Guardian of Empyrean at that time, they're still like really eager to like buff it for. Hands are not my own. I saw, you know, just nut. You know, like busting a nut. Ramzul, High Priest of Osyr. Damn, I'm tanky. I mean, he's definitely wouldn't be any use here. Okay, Empowered Hermit's Pants. 36% all damage, 36% all damage, 562 health, 76 offensive ability, 26 defensive ability, 4% movement speed and experience gain, and 23 vitality resistance. And it gives 2 to inner focus and 1 to possession. It's basically a different jig of the split skin leg wraps. Like the armor is the same and the stat bonuses are the same. Even the physique and level requirements are the same. And the vitality resistance gain is the same. But these will be better for me in terms of health and damage. They will be better. It was a point of heart at a while though. Wonder how much health that would be. No idea. I'll lose some Aether, but I'll gain some vitality. You know, I'll go with these new ones. Means a bit more damage, a bit more health. That's there and not actually on the map. Grasping stone hands. That's creepy. Ooh, never check down here. Really should do that. So I swear I can feel the extra movement speed. God damn. Like sometimes in games you don't really notice the speed increase. You assume it must be there on a mathematical level, but you don't really feel it. At least for the time there, I could. There's one more floor to this. I wish you could just hop over stuff. You know, Victor ran up in this bitch. It's an ARPG, but you're a lot more movable in it than you are, say, in another RPG like this. Temple City of Osyr. Huh, that just led out. Not what I expected. I know, I was kind of figuring we'll do another 4. Ooh, nice. Managed to actually kill a few enemies up here, or one enemy up here, with that lightning attack. Okay, I'm actually done here. Corvin Sands. Okay, docks. Oh. What? Wait, you're a necromancer? That was a necromancer move. Huh. Not anticipating seeing that. Not sure how much longer I'll play for. Play for a little longer, maybe. I'm getting tired, that's all. You know what, let's read for a moment. Worshipping the elusive Lady of Whispers, the cult of Bazamel prides itself on manipulation and subterfuge. By Bazamel's machinations, the Empire's Inquisitors spent centuries aimlessly hunting for the Witchka cults, their efforts confounded by the endless weave of decoys and lies. All this is made possible through a vast network of spies and informants, known as Bazamel's Web. Only select few are entrusted in knowing the full span of Bazamel's schemes. Bestowed true sight by the Great Guardian, the worshippers of Dreeg are consumed by visions of possible futures. Many are driven mad by the whispers, but those that endure become invaluable assets, capable of altering future events in pursuit of the Witch God's goals. Dreeg's worshippers say that to stand before the Great Guardian is a blessing without match. His words of wisdom echo through the eons as he seeks to strike a balance in the tumultuous threads of fate woven by the Celestials themselves. It is said that none can withstand Dreeg's warped form in person, without their feeble mortal mind shattering. The very essence of the Eldritch realm is for Salal to mould as he sees fit, and he shares this knowledge with his loyal servants. But such power does not come without sacrifice. Some must die so that others can bask in his glory, the ultimate display of loyalty. The worshippers of Salal will pay any price to taste Salal's gift. They say that the Eldritch fire is without equal, and worth spilling a little blood, even if it has to be the blood of their own or their allies. Eldritch creatures were capable of entering Karn through the rifts in the Veil for centuries, but in the Corvin lands, the barrier between realities seems to be at its weakest. Here, the terrors are numerous, and their forms, unlike any seen in the other parts of Karn. They strike with tooth and claw, teeming with eldritch energies, and swoop down on unsuspecting prey upon armored wings. I would have liked if there was, a small little addition of, Korvac's chosen for the other crowd. The Death Vigil. Not friendly with the Dreeg cult.
I can't carry anymore. My inventory is full.
Oh, they're pets? Oh, cool. God, that most things here are considered Eldritch. Alright. Looks like I'm already at the halfway mark, really. Just like here. I'm sure there's plenty to go. Down here. I suppose I could tell to the guy up here, but whatever.
Come see what's left of my wares.
No. Yeah, never an worth switching out to. Anyway. God damn.
It's safe with me. Promise.
Come see what's left of my wares.
I'll lose 3% cunning if I traded that out. Hold on to it for the moment. I'll hold on to all of them for the moment. We'll play for a little bit longer. I really think I've reached my limit. Need to be thorough and go back here. Hopefully it's not too painful for Yi with how thorough I'm being. Just after rushing through the game on my first guy, I feel like I really can't justify it on this. So no matter how painful it's getting, I'm trying to do a thorough job with it all the same. Now despised with Eldritch Horrors. Good enough, I suppose. Christ. Fire beetles. Or fire maggots? Fire maggots. Fair few. Probably not more than usual, just I don't know. Whatever way I looked. A wake of carnage. Which means what? 50,000 killed? Yep, 50,000. I'm actually gonna stop here, 1 sec.